Hi, I'm Adriana Rodriguez, an architecture student from the Simón Bolívar University, and today I'm going to talk about architecture in Venezuela, especially the concepts we were dealing with in this course: color, light, texture, acoustic, rhythm, vertical and horizontal circulation, and space and scale. My purpose is to show how these concepts make Venezuela unique in architecture, all the good and bad things, and how that affects our lives. For the analysis of color in Venezuelan buildings, I take the 23 de Enero development like an example, a residential development in Caracas made for people of low economic resources. Those buildings were designed for Carlos Raúl Villanueva in the 50s as a result of the government politic. The buildings may be inspired on the Cerro Piloto project and the Marcela Habitation Unit from Le Corbusier. Those buildings has colors in the facades, yellow, blue, red, and white, that make changes in the perception of the proportion of the building, and also makes the illusion of deepness in the facade, and of course, has a modern appearance so wanted at the time. For the analysis of light in Venezuelan buildings, I take the Center San Ignacio like an example. It's located in Chacao municipality, northeast of the city of Caracas, and faces to the Avila National Park. The complex was designed for Carlos Gómez de Llarena and Benecerraf in the 90s as a complex of mixed-use workshops and commercial center but managed as a single unit. It's inspired in the colonial architecture, has an open patio that let the sunlight go into the building in all the levels. The natural insulation was an important concept in the design process, treated as a constant aspect in our traditional architecture. For the analysis of texture in Venezuelan buildings, I choose the Guayana Corporation like an example, located in Guayana City in Bolívar State, southeast of the country. The building was designed by Jesus Tenreiro in the 60s. It's a building for the state company Guayana Corporation, integrated by 15 enterprises that exploit hydric and forestry resources, iron, bauxite, gold, and diamonds. The building is one volume that has a pyramid form created by the umbrellas, and it has a metal structure and masonry covered with brick texture, to change the perception of the building like a heavy construction. For the analysis of acoustic in Venezuelan buildings, I choose the Aula Magna building in the Universidad Central de Venezuela like an example. Located in the university campus in Caracas, it was designed by Carlos Raúl Villanueva in the 50s. The hall's acoustic was resolved by the combination of technology and art with the floating clouds by Alexander Calder, and were installed while the orchestra played music to make the perfect calibration. For the analysis of rhythm in Venezuelan buildings, I choose the Benedictine Abbey in Huehue, Carabobo State. This complex was designed by Jesus Tenreiro and built in the 80s. It has a pinwheel pattern with a cloister as center. It combines simplicity, clarity, and order. In architecture, we talk about vertical and horizontal circulation. As its name implies, vertical circulation can be defined as the movement through a vertical dimension, thanks to the uses of stairs, ramps, and elevators. On the other hand, horizontal circulation is the movement in path routes at the same level. The better complex to show this is the Universidad Central de Venezuela, which it was designed by Carlos Raúl Villanueva in the 50s. and is considered as one of the most relevant works in the modern architecture. The university was designed to be traveled, and it has different paths protected against the elements to bring comfort to the pedestrian. In this case, the space selected is the Caracas Square in the Simón Bolívar complex in Caracas, Venezuela. The square was designed by Germain Castro and was inaugurated in the 80s. The space formerly had been assigned to Bolivar Avenue, but after the restructuring process that started in downtown Caracas, it was decided that part of the avenue go underground. The square has an area of 12,000 square meters, one of the largest in the city. In architecture, when it comes to scale, often talk about the correlation between architectural structure and the size of human being. The better complex to show that is the Parque Central complex, a housing, commercial, and cultural development implemented by Centro Simón Bolívar and located in the urbanization of the country in the center of the city of Caracas. Within the complex are the twin towers of Parque Central, which are two skyscrapers of 225 meters tall. For decades, the twin towers were the Caracas architectural icon. How the integration of these concepts makes Venezuela unique? Basically because all the examples of architecture mentioned until now were architecture adapted to our country, in physics and social aspects. The only thing that makes architecture in a place unique is the ability that has to fit itself in that environment, to be able to work almost to the perfection in that place and just in that place. The architecture in Venezuela is unique because it's directly correlated with the society, with the surrounding environment, making it able to work here, and like nobody else has our lifestyles, our architecture is unique because it's only for us and work in that way perfect to us.